Does the Fallout 4 ending make you cry?
Yep.
Do you hate losing companions who you really, really love?
Oh, kills me every time.
Do you hate having to kill the Brotherhood of Steel or the Railroad with no alternative?
Yeah, that kind of sucks. A little bit.
Well, we have a workaround.
Yes. By the way, he's Sybe. I'm Ash from the Triple S League, and we've discovered what we think is the best possible ending that was programmed into Fallout 4. This is not a glitch. It's not a mod.
There's lots of voice clips within the game that establish it as an actual choice.
We haven't changed the game in any way. This is an actual ending that was put into the game and scripted, and it is the best possible outcome that we've discovered.
What you're seeing here is you're seeing the Brotherhood still alive, the Minutemen still alive, and Deacon, who is a railroad agent, is also alive.
Woohoo!
So I'll scroll down through my quests here. You'll see that I've done the nuclear option and that I've also defended the castle. I have active quests for the Brotherhood and the Railroad and the Minutemen, and we're going to go and visit the various groups, and you can see that this was scripted into the actual possible endings.
Here's the detonator. Sturgis figured this was a safe distance outside the blast radius. Whenever you want to see humanity's best hope for the future go up in smoke, just hit that button.
Well, if it isn't the General of the Minutemen, the Destroyer of the Institute, Liberator of the Synths, my only regret is we couldn't have been there when you did it.
Did the synths make it out okay?
Yes. And no. We got the synths out of the Institute, but the news isn't all good. Hate runs deep in the Commonwealth. A hatred of everything to do with the Institute. A hatred of synths. When people realized what was happening, we mobilized quickly and rescued most of the synths. But there were casualties.
I'll order the people to stop.
They're vigilantes and bigots. They don't recognize anyone's laws, not even yours. So we do what we've always done. We work in secret. Our safe houses are bursting with synths. If you're up for it, we could use your help in smuggling them out of the Commonwealth. But even if you don't, everyone in the Railroad owes you a tremendous debt.
That's quite the crater you've manifested in the center of Boston. Marvelous work. Simply marvelous.
You aren't disappointed that all the Institute's technical research just went up in smoke?
On the contrary, it's always been my sincerest hope that the Institute's ill-conceived research would never see the light of day. And, thanks to your efforts, it appears that my hopes have become reality.
Thank you, Proctor.
Absolutely. You deserve all the accolades you've been receiving, and more. And despite popular opinion on this vessel, I feel that using the Minutemen to accomplish this feat was an inspired concept. You've minimized the Brotherhood's potential casualties by coercing another force, using them as virtual cannon fodder. Inspired. Sometimes I feel the Brotherhood has such a narrow view when executing its operations. Well, I've already taken up more than enough of your valuable time. If you still wish to procure technical documents or escort one of my scribes, please let me know.
Once, maybe twice.
Paladin.
Ready to continue our mission, soldier? So, it appears the Commonwealth is about to enter a new era of peace thanks to you.
A new era of peace? What do you mean?
The constant paranoia of living in the Institute's shadow vanished the moment you pressed the detonation button. The kidnappings, the fear, and the threat of their technology running amok. All gone thanks to you.
The Minutemen took down the Institute? They're more resourceful than I thought.
So, any other tricks up your sleeve besides making the Institute disappear?
That depends. Do you have a deck of cards?
If I did, you'd be welcome to it. Heck, I'd give you a medal if we still used the darn things. Now, I'm not so sure using the Minutemen to do the deed was the best idea, but you got the job done. And in my book, that's what really counts. Anyway, I'm not here to talk your ear off. Maxon's informed me that you're continuing your tour aboard the Prydwen, so I was hoping you could assist me with a long-term problem.
So as you can see, everybody is alive and well, and they're happy with this ending. A lot of them have unique dialogues that I have not been able to pull up in other ways. So yeah, they're at peace with each other. They're not going to be openly attacking each other. This is really good for creating a stable Commonwealth.
So the big question, and I'm sure the reason why most people are watching this video right now, how did you do this? And how can we do this in our own games?
So we have a step-by-step process. You just follow that. The only quest you'll end up having not completed or failed is Show No Mercy and Synth Retention. Synth Retention, once you complete that, will automatically fail a lot of other quests. Show No Mercy will also fail other quests for other groups. Plus, Show No Mercy, I don't know what it does to the AI, but for some reason, as soon as I did that quest, the Brotherhood would grow in their aggression towards everything. It was really bad. In some cases, it went from defending outposts and Bunker Hill and Diamond City to sometimes they would just walk up to a group of settlers and mow them all down. That was something that repeatedly happened after I finished that quest. So just do not finish that quest and the Brotherhood will not be as aggressive.
Okay. Step 1 is before completing the Reunions quest, you need to complete all of the main and side quests for the Brotherhood of Steel recon team.
This includes talking Brandis down and making him not go so crazy, and then at some point you can go back there and tell him that his friends have arrived and he'll be like super happy and grateful to you.
So then after doing that, you complete Reunions and you complete Dangerous Mines. So step 2 is to complete Dangerous Mines, but then do not complete Tradecraft or Shadow of Steel.
Shadow of Steel starts as soon as you leave the area where you do Reunions. Tradecraft gets activated as soon as you finish up the Dangerous Mines quest. Don't do either of those. Don't advance either of those until you get the main Form Ranks quest, because if you have the data on how to get into the Institute, when you show up to either of those locations, a lot of them will force a conversation to make you give them that information. That's not something you want, because then that'll start a war between various factions. So you just leave them where they are until you get banished from the Institute, and then once that happens, then you're good to go.
So the next step then is to continue down the main quest line, focusing on the Minutemen. You need to use the Minutemen to gain access to the Institute, and then you need to get yourself banished from the Institute.
This means that you either have to play along at the Institute and then, murder somebody to get yourself banished, or allow yourself to be banished right from the get-go, which means that you will not be able to pick up a lot of the really cool goodies, and you'll also not be able to find out all of the dirty laundry that the Institute has, for example, going into the bioscience division and whatnot.
So how far into the Institute questline can you safely go without screwing this up?
You can safely go until you finish meeting all the department heads. You can do the institutionalized quest, that's where you meet all the department heads, but don't do the next quest. Don't even talk to Father after that quest.
Then at this point, you want to switch your focus to the Brotherhood. Do not begin Form Ranks or defend the castle.
Don't go to the castle. Go to the castle only after you've completed catching up with all of your Brotherhood missions.
Complete all of the Brotherhood quests from Shadow of Steel to Show No Mercy.
Don't do Show No Mercy. The only way I was able to pull it off was I was able to talk to Maxim first. He'd tell me what to do. And then I said, okay. And then I took, the wrong vertibird down back to the airport, went back to the castle.
Right, because at that point, that's when you do Form Ranks and defend the castle.
And then from there on, go up to the point of the nuclear option.
But don't do the nuclear option yet.
Then you go back to the railroad and you do all of their quests.
And once you finish the entire railroad quest chain, then you go back and complete the nuclear option. And that's it. That's how you do it.
The only quest that you can't do after this whole thing is done is don't ever talk to Pam, because she'll start a war between the railroad and the Brotherhood.
Okay.
But that is definitely bugged because she believes that the Brotherhood, including the Iron Giant, has been destroyed, which none of that happened. So that's definitely a bugged part of the game, whereas everybody else will utilize proper dialogue to talk about the events that you did in the way that you did them, and they won't be at war with any of the other factions.
Excellent. So you can review the steps of this process down in the description below. We are also going to be putting up your save file on Nexus Mods.
Yes, if you want to see what the world's like, just download the save file, pop it into your saves, load it up. I was running only 3 mods that changed and tweaked some minor graphical things. None of those things added anything to the game or deleted anything from the game, so there should not be any problem with loading up that save.
So there you have it, our recipe for the best possible ending, in our opinion, which leaves most of the factions at relative peace with one another after the Institute's been destroyed, and also at peace with you, so they're not attacking you while you're continuing on with your game. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy your peace-filled Commonwealth.